Dito na lang hindi mo. Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you. I like the spirit. I've come all the way from Guwahati, which is 420 kilometers plus. And I took an effort to come by road so that I could see the scenic beauty of our place. And Rayburn College has always been, and Rayburn High School has always been very close to my heart. My wife has graduated from this school. Therefore, I have lots of affinity towards this school. My name is Thangsakuk Tombing. You can call me Paku, Puku, however way you like. No big deal. Okay. You are in class 11. How many of you have taken science in class 11? Opted for science. Okay. The rest have opted for either commerce or liberal arts. Either, right? Okay. Many years back, I was also in class 11. Many years back, I was also in class 11. It runs into decades. Decades means how many years it is?
10 years.
Decades?
10.
5 or 10?
10.
10. So more than 2 decades, I was in class 11. How many of you know what to pursue in life? How many of you are already sure what to pursue in life? How many of you are sure of what to pursue in life? Or are you still bothered about finding the right boyfriend or girlfriend? How many? This is a stage which is very important, very, very important. If you put much effort on finding the right girlfriend or boyfriend, you may never find the right career. This is also possible. Okay? So there's a saying in English, you cannot always have your cake and eat it too. Okay? Not all things that as you wish will come true. Some consequences in life you may not know where it will lead you, but it will take you to better places. But then, as a young person, you need focus in life, and you have to work very, very hard. Now, how many of you would be sitting for MBBS entrance examination? How many of you? It's a challenge. How many of you would be sitting for MBBS NEET examinations in another 1.5 years? No one? No one? Or are you keeping your dreams wrapped? It's secret. Okay, some at the back. Good, very good. Work hard on it. How many of you are trying to join or maybe clear the engineering related examinations, entrance examination? How many? Anyone? Okay, one here. Good, very good. Okay. Now, how many of you want to pursue law? How many of you want to pursue law as a career? Have you ever thought of it? Yes? Good. Who said that? What's your name? Yeah, please, feel free. You want to pursue law because in a Korean movie, Netflix, some beautiful lawyers working in a corporate firm, they look glamorous, therefore? Or is it because of a passion for justice? I'm using a very heavy term, justice. Right? What is justice? How many in your class have had quarrel with their friends and somebody actually helped you overcome that quarrel? You? Okay. Actually, many of us, including me, when I was in class 11, many decades back, legal education was never an area which I thought I would end up in. Okay? At one point of time, maybe I was, many of the boys like you, a daydreamer. Daydreamer. Could be. Right? But then, I did not know, but now after more than 2 decades, I'm here. Trying to guide you towards a certain option of legal education. Right? Now, in the scripture, there's a saying, good things cannot remain hidden, isn't it? Right? In Matthew, if you read the scripture, something which is good cannot remain hidden always. It has to come out one of these days. Right? Now, how many of you think that our society is not backward anymore? How many of you think our society is progressive? How many of you think we are progressive or we are forward thinking? How many of you? You may not say, but you know you're progressive because the way you speak, the KFC that has opened up in Namka, for which you are saving your money, and for the boys who are trying to take their girlfriend to that KFC, you have become part of the global food chain called Kentucky Fried Chicken. Isn't it? Is it correct? How many of you have already gone to KFC? I will. How many of you have already gone? At the back, someone raised their hand. Right. Now, okay. Sorry. Now, this has been possible because of legal regime, because of a certain investment which is made by the incorporated KFC. Kentucky is in the United States of America. Are you in America right now? No, you're in Namka. Right? Which is also called Churachandpur. Or maybe Churachandpur is also known as Namka. Something like that. We are not backward in our approach to life. We want to be like Korean movie stars. So therefore, I saw some boys with longer hair being given a hair trim because of administration. Right? You got to dress in a certain way, you got to think in a certain way, you got to think in a certain way. Now, why pursue legal education for higher studies? This is my actual concern. Why should you pursue legal education for higher study? Those who are pursuing MBBS, very good. Those who are pursuing engineering related areas of knowledge, very good. Those who want to study BA honors, philosophy, economics, pol science, very good. Those who say it should be STEM, science, technical education, engineering, mathematics, very good. But the purpose of legal education is in the broader context of social engineering. Okay? Some minutes back I asked you, when there is a dispute between friends, how do you resolve? How do you resolve? You have WhatsApp, right? Social media. Sometimes you fight over social media on this platform. Do you do that? Some of the girls will say, oh, that girl was saying these things about me. Right? From there, some groups will be created and there's lots of fighting. What does this mean? There is friction. There is friction. When boys and girls fight, there's friction. When girls and girls fight, there's friction. When boys and boys fight, there's friction. Now this is at your level, but at societal level also, there can be fights, which means there is friction. Okay? And why friction happens? Friction happens because society is not harmonious. And the role of legal education, as a lawyer, as an advocate, as a judge, to smoothen the friction, that's social engineering. That's the role of a lawyer, advocate, judge, litigator, etc. Okay? Social engineering. Now, there are two personalities here. Who is the female personality?
Shakira.
What's the name? Louder? Yes. What's her favorite song? Most famous song? Is it Waka Waka or? Okay, so hips don't lie, but do not lie about your tax. She's a very rich woman. Right. In Namka, we don't pay income tax. In Northeast, in some areas, we do not pay income tax. But in rest of India, we pay the income tax. Likewise, in foreign countries, they pay the income tax. Maybe 30%, 40%. Okay? She is due of 16 to 17 million dollars income tax. Okay? Now, for that evasion of income tax, she could go to jail for 7 to 8 years. For that, 7 to 8 years. Who is going to save her? Would the doctor save? Would the engineer save? Or would the police save? Huh?
Herself.
The attorney will save. The advocate will save, isn't it? Or else Shakira will end up in a jail. Now, who is this other personality?
Cristiano.
Huh? What is What's the name? Louder. Cristiano Ronaldo, CR7, isn't it? CR7. How many of you are fan of Cristiano Ronaldo? No one? Okay. Cristiano Ronaldo is a much loved footballer. Right? If you have seen some of the viral video during World Cup 2022, some of our people have prayed for him. Have you seen that video? It might have gone viral. It has gone viral. You might have seen it, right? They prayed, they organized a prayer meeting for him so that they win the matches. It's another thing that they did not go beyond a certain level, right? Now, Ronaldo has lots of fans. Not all the fans are able person. There was one disabled fan, okay? Now, nobody liked to be heckled, right? So this disabled person approached Ronaldo. Ronaldo was not in the best of his mood, okay? He slapped the phone of that disabled person. Now, the disabled person has a right to be embarrassed. The disabled person has a right to feel being victimized. Now, thus Ronaldo also has a right, isn't it? He has a right to privacy, but he's a public figure. Okay? Now, it may be an invasion of privacy, but he should have behaved in a much better way. Right? We have small icons, big idols, and all that. When someone becomes a responsible person, he owes a duty of care. He has to carry himself or herself in a particular way. So when he slapped the phone of the disabled person and it fell, there was a lawsuit. He has to pay a fine of 400 euros, 400,000 euros. How did that happen? Again, it's an advocate or an attorney who represented the grievances of the disabled person. Understand? Yes. That's how it works. Now, who is this person? The male character. Huh?
Johnny Depp.
Who is it?
Johnny Depp.
Captain Jack Sparrow. Right. Now, who is this beautiful woman on the other side? This? Who? Aqua? Now, there's a person behind this character. Jack Sparrow actually is played by Johnny Depp. And this Aqua woman is played by Right. At one point of time, these two persons fell in love. They were married. Okay? Now they are divorced. At one point of time, Johnny Depp was kicked out of Disney's franchise of Pirates of the Caribbean because of a lawsuit initiated by Amber Heard. Okay? Johnny Depp lost his name. No movie studios would work with him. So for one movie, he was getting $200 million. No more revenue, right? He lost his job, he lost his reputation. A case was filed in the United States of America. So you might have heard of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard case, right? It was about domestic violence. Usually we think that domestic violence, the victim are woman or female, a wife, a widow, in that idea of a woman, okay, or a bride. In this case, a celebrity who could be a superhero also ended up being a victim. It was a long stretch litigation where dirty things about private lives were discussed, and we watched it on Facebook, social media. I watched it too. Finally, the outcome was that judges found that Amber Heard could also be equally very violent. And the jury, there's a night of jury, the jury gave the penalty of $15 million against Amber Heard. That's how it works. Here also, you have a jury, you have the advocate, you have the judge. Right. Now, at your home, it is possible that your mommy and your father might have been fighting. It's possible, right? At your home, maybe your uncle and your auntie, they have fight. Okay? One of them might be badly bruised. Okay? At the time of dinner, it will never be fun if two grown-up adults fights, right? And there's usually will be a stronger partner, and then there will always be a victim. So sometimes the woman, the mother, the aunt, or the sister, she might wake up with bruised eyes. Why would someone get a bruised eyes? One is somebody punched, the other one is the auntie fell down. Right? That's how it works. Domestic violence. Okay? If domestic violence happens in home, who should be ensuring justice is done? There has to be an advocate, right? There has to be a court of law. Children, not necessary that you are safe in your own home. There's a possibility that there's an abuse in your own home. It could be anything. It could be physical, it could be labor, it could be emotional, this thing. It could happen that way. There also you need advocates, you need judges, you need institution, isn't it? Now, there's murder. Does murder take place in our Lanka? Have you heard of murder? Homicide, have you heard? We have heard. I have heard. I read a lot. And I feel bad. Somebody's father simply get killed, get thrown in Langa River. Case is closed. Now, problem is, if the head of the family dies, what happens to the widow, that is the mother? What happens to the children, the son or the daughter? You lose a father, isn't it? You lose a father. Your mother loses a husband. Your grandfather loses a son. Your grandmother loses a son. Your uncle loses a brother. Right? Right. That's what the problem of murder is. Homicide. Okay? So therefore, if you have to say justice, if you have to say society has to be free, society has to be peaceful. If I want to live a life that I want, if I want to live the life that I deserve, I should be able to do freely what I want to do in life without fear. But that doesn't mean I have to take up illegal activities, is it? If you take up illegal activities, do you read the newspaper? Every day, war on drugs 2.0. Many places, our villages, they are burning down or maybe they're destroying poppy plantation. You've heard of it? Right, that's how it works. I have read in the newspaper that a young child as old as 4 years old is addicted of drugs. Do you think this is possible? It's not possible, apparently, but it is possible. You know how? Because when the poppy ripens, if you have to take the sap, you have to cut it with a blade. The sap comes out, you have to pick it up. Now, if you use a 4-year-old, 5-year-old girl to pick up those sap, isn't it white material? Now, let's say she's hungry. She did not wash her hands properly. She eats. Right? So that means indirectly, she ends up taking that sap inside her. In one way, consuming it. Addiction is possible. You need law, right? Now, what is this photo on the other side? It's an accident. It's a case of accident. If you are very unlucky, if the village council and then the administration are not able to solve an accident case in Lanka, there can be indefinite ban. Torbungele. You cannot go to Imphal. Right? Right. Now, accident cases are also there. Okay? Here also you need lawyers, you need advocates, you need judges. Right. What is the photo with the child? A child with a gun. How would you define this child? This child would be defined in a general context as a child soldier. An armed child, child with a gun, right? In our places, this type of human rights violation of children are possible. Okay? It is possible. Now, on the other side is another child who is apparently in some kind of incarceration. In our place, male delinquents grown up are not even put on trial. But in other places, even children are put on trial. Therefore, they are called juvenile delinquents. Okay? Can a child commit heinous crime? It can, right? Can a friend of yours grievously injure you? He, she can't, right? Can a friend of yours in possession of some kind of toxic narcotic substances? It can be. Can somebody who is your friend be a carrier and then maybe an agent of peddling of drugs? He, she can be. Okay? Can a friend of yours as young as you be able to commit theft, steal money? He, she can be. Alright? So when somebody ends up doing such things, they are called juvenile delinquents. Okay? But then, when it comes to juvenile, as per Juvenile Care and Protection Act 2015, such juvenile who is less than 18 cannot be treated as an accused. He is a victim. Okay? He is a victim. So there also, you need an advocate who advocates for you. I am a child. I do not know the consequences of my action. Please rehabilitate me. That's how the rule is. Okay? Rehabilitate. Give me another chance. I will reform. Give me a chance to rehabilitate. Allow me to be reintegrated to the society. There also you need advocates, isn't it? You need the law. You need the judges. You need the institution. Right? Now, point is, engineer also needs lawyers. Likewise, doctors will also require advocates, attorneys. Likewise, bureaucrat will also, if they end up in a corrupt practices, they get suspended. Who is going to fight for them? It's the advocate, right? Likewise, an IPS officer, right? Likewise, a politician. And likewise, common people like us. Isn't it? Which means everybody is affected by an idea of justice system. Right? Justice system. After another 5-6 years, you might get married. If your marriage did not work out well, you would need courts, you will need lawyer. After 10-15 years, let's say, you're in a good job, you're suspended for some illegal activities, you're going to need lawyers or judges. Okay? Let's say after 15 years, you're a good doctor, but something happened, a criminal negligence, medical negligence happened, you're suspended. You're going to need lawyer. Okay? It's like that. Everybody needs a lawyer. But it is good that you do not get entangled in justice system. Right? But we cannot foretell what's going to happen with us in the future. So we need legal education. And we need institutions. So how do we dispense justice? Okay? How do we dispense justice? One image is about the courtroom. Okay? So, there's a one person sitting by himself. That is the judge. Alright? Across the board, there are people wearing black jacket, white shirt, certain dress. Another person is standing. Then there's a police officer there. Then there's a box which is called the witness box. Okay? Then the police is there. So this means it's a criminal case which is going on. Now, the one who is seated is part of the bench. Means he belongs to the judiciary. The people on the other side wearing black coat, white shirt, standing and saying something. They are part of the bar. Okay? And this is a courtroom. This is the courtroom. Now, you might have heard of terms like lawyers. Lawyer is somebody who is well groomed in the knowledge of law. Advocate is another person who has a license to practice. So he has to clear the Bar Association exam. So you study law, you want to practice in Imphal, district courts or the lower judiciary, right? You have to have that license. Then you are the advocate or the attorney, right? That's how it works. Now, on the other side is the Supreme Court. We have lower court, then we have the High Court, the District Court, the High Court, and then the Supreme Court. Any matter that comes at the lower court can be appealed at the higher court, right? Then District Court, then High Court. High Court is the appellate court within a state. So in Manipur, the highest court of appeal would be Manipur High Court. Okay? But at national level also you appeal, this is called the Supreme Court. Okay? Now, you can also enter the Supreme Court as a part of the bar or as a member of the bench. Okay? Bench means you have to be elevated on timely basis. You have to reach High Court level judge. You have to aim to become a Chief Justice of a High Court. From there you can go to the Chief Justice or maybe Supreme Court judge's position. This journey will take you at least 25 years. It's a long journey. Right, it's a long journey. Only 34 people out of 1.3 billion population will make it. That's how it is. Yesterday we have beaten China and now we're the most populous country in the entire world. So your competition is very high, very tough. Okay, if you aspire to be an appellate judge. Now, therefore, some points to ponder. Do I pursue education, higher education in related law studies merely for higher studies? This is one. Okay. Another one is I've always aspired to study law. This is another. Okay. And maybe always has had an interest in social justice. Right? Not all boys, not all girls are same. Among boys also, there might be who say, I don't believe in this gender discrimination. Because we usually say, women are not good enough, something like that. Not all boys will say. Some girls may not necessarily also say that we need your protection, I can do it by myself. That attitude is also there, right? Those type of people have a very strong sense of social justice. And among your friends also, like I said, some will be problem creator, some will be problem solver. You're able to solve problems. And it takes effort. It takes talent, certain kind of a talent to manage people. You would be some of you. Some of you would be purely oriented towards understanding how do you see why there is problem in Lanka town. Something like that. So we're all different, isn't it? So, 14, I wanted to pursue career in legal field because I want to be part of the bar or be part of the bench. These things. You need to think on it. You need to decide. Or maybe you never knew about it. Maybe this is the first time we are actually talking about pursuing career in law. But there's always a first time, isn't it? You were class 9 at one point of time. You were in class 10 at one point of time. Now you're in class 11. This is only one time. Unless you decided to stay back. And you'll be in class 12 only one time. Okay? Things happen always for the first time. Maybe this is the first time it is happening. But if you are clear in your head and if you have a clarity of what you want from life, you should start thinking where or how to undertake the journey. And this is where I come in. Now, Like Madam has already introduced, I work in a institution called National Law University and Judicial Academy Assam. Okay? But then how do you enter the institution? You just cannot simply enter. There's a CLAT 2023. If you type this, then you have your CLAT consortium. This is consortium of national law universities. Around 24, 25 national law universities are there in our country. Okay? So if you want to give CLAT exams, this is a top-notch law schools in the country. Okay? Top-notch law schools. Right? So this is where you gather your information about CLAT related exams. There are some quick links here, all those things. Now, right. What do you see here? National Law School of India University. This is ranked number 1. This is in Bangalore. Okay? It is in Bangalore. Your uncles, your cousins, they might be working in Bangalore, or they might be pursuing some higher studies in Bangalore. This National Law School was started in 1980s to work out a law school model similar to Harvard Law School. Okay? 1980s. Therefore, they worked hard, they studied well. Number 1 ranking. Then there's this National Law University. This is another one. This is Delhi. Delhi. Okay? Then there's Symbiosis Law School. Then there is this Nalsar University of Law. Then there is West Bengal National University of Juridical Sciences, etc. That's the top law school out of 3,000 plus law colleges in India. Okay? My university is somewhere here. This is where I come from. Okay? National Law University Judicial Academy Assam is the first national law university in Northeast. Now we have a National Law University in Tripura also. Meghalaya, it is coming up. Okay? Now the problem was, in National Law University Judicial Academy Assam, the reservation policy is as per Government of Assam reservation policy. So our tribe certificate of Manipur will not work. We have to compete with general categories. Okay? This is another hard unity. Fine? But there is another National Law University called National University Gujarat. Gujarat National Law University, serial number 8, top 8. There is reservation for Northeast students. Okay? So if you want to study in top 10, if you do well, you can go to Bangalore also. But there is an option, maybe Gujarat National Law University, but then you have to beat all the other candidates from other 7 or 8 northeastern states. That's how it works. Alright? Okay. So these are the top law schools of the country. Okay? Now, this is CLAT. Under CLAT, 25 national law universities are there, and as per your performance, your marks, you will be offered colleges, universities. Like I said, this top number 2, National Law University Delhi. For this, there is an exam called IELTS. IELTS This is for National Law University Delhi. They are not part of the CLAD consortium. Okay, they are not part of the CLAD consortium. They organize their own entrance examination. Now, if you're interested, you have to start being updated about the website from now. This year, they've already conducted their CLAD entrance examination in November. Okay, so your seniors, they have missed the chance. You still have a chance. This is January, November. How many months there for preparation? At least 8 months. If you clear the CLAD entrance examination or IELTS, you're already sure where to study. Now, another problem is the fee package. The fee per annum in 2 semesters. You're going to study BA LLB, BCom LLB, BSc LLB like that. Okay? The fee is on the higher side. It is more than 2 lakhs per year. That's the problem. 5 into 2 lakhs. How much it would be?
10 lakhs.
More than 10 lakhs plus. That's the problem. On the higher side. Okay? But Manipur may also come up with National Law University soon. In another 1 year or 2 years. Meghalaya is already there. They would be starting the courses soon. However, if you have no money and you want to pursue and you think you're smart, let's say, you can go for this IDIA Northeast Church. Sorry. Okay. This IDIA is increasing diversity by increasing access. So there's a Northeast chapter also. What they will do is they will organize an entrance examination. You have to sit, and if you are good, they will train you for the CLAD. And if you clear the CLAD, they will give you scholarship, and they will fully sponsor your education for 5 years. You'll be known as IDIA scholar. Okay, so there's a way out. And also, if you visit NLSIU, the top law school website, NLSIU, there is scholarship scheme for backward classes, for ST categories. It is there. Alright? In NLU Assam also, there is scholarship scheme, but you have to enter the university first. You have to clear the entrance examination. Then, on proof of you belonging to a economically backward, challenging situation, your education can be sponsored at least 60%. That's how it works. Okay, so for those who aspire for legal education, higher study, etc., there's always an option. But the point is, where do I start my journey? Right? And you have to start thinking where you want to be in life. Being a judge is very good. You'll be protected by the state. All the amenities will be given to you. And you'll be a respected person in the society. This is another. Okay? And Manipur being an upcoming small state, promotion could be very good. You could even be elevated as a high court judge in 15 years or maybe 15 to 20 years. Then you serve High Court for 7 to 8 years. If you become a Chief Justice, you might get the chance to go to Supreme Court. That's how it works. If you register with the Manipur Bar Council, you practice for 14 years. If you're very good, the High Court will invite you to be a High Court judge. This is also possible. But if you are for social justice and you want to be rich also, you can work very hard, practice, make lots of money. This is also possible. Okay? Another one, if you are interested in research, you can do BLLB, Masters of Laws, get a PhD, and come back to Rayburn in another 15, 20 years and give a pep talk like me. It's okay, you can do that, right? Or talk about issues which you think were problematic, and you can contribute to the building of the young society like ours. That's how it is. So I open the session for any Q&A. Any query? Any query from the student? No queries? So, I will ask you then, what's the difference between a lawyer and an advocate? Anyone? I know I'm also part of this system. We're very shy. Where I teach, my students think I do not know anything. So they challenge me. It's fun. Two-way process. Okay? But we're inhibited people. We feel shy. We feel difficulty in opening up. It's okay. But then, if you want to be good in a field of your study, maybe as a doctor, maybe as an MBBS student engineering, you have to be a little bit more vocal. Okay? You should be able to come up with queries. You should be able to express. And mind you, there's a phrase which says, when a person opens his mouth, we know who he is. So therefore, try to use the power of words to the best of your capacity. People will respect you. Okay? I wish you all the very best. Study well. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay? If I can do it, you can do it, and you will excel also. Okay. Thank you.